Gregg Gothreaux with the Lafayette Economic Development Authority, a gentleman I have had the pleasure of knowing for many years, and many years in the capacity of discussing, whether it is businesses moving to this area or what we're doing to attract businesses to this area. And that's why I love this show and the opportunity to get to know people more one-on-one. So, Gregg, I'm curious, what was the first movie you ever remember seeing?
Well, I had to, in the movie theater, I had to think through that a little bit, and I'm pretty sure it was True Grit.
Oh, wow.
Right.
What a way to be introduced to
my
movies.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Bigger than life, right?
Wow.
I recall going to 3 movies with my dad, so it's not like we did this very often.
Very often, yeah.
But that was a great, great movie to be a kid. And
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Did you want to be John Wayne?
I was more a Glenn Campbell kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wanted to be John Wayne, but you knew you couldn't be 6'4". I knew I wasn't going to be 6'4", but Glenn Campbell seemed like a reachable goal.
Yeah, and a lovable guy too.
Great guy.
And talk about the music, man. God, amazing music too.
I love this show. His 12-string guitar, everything about it.
Wow. So as you progressed with, we talked a little bit about high school and we talked a little bit about college. After you have worked for a legislator, what at that point did you decide to do? I mean, did you say, okay, well, I'm going to go out and, build homes? Did you have an idea of what you really wanted?
At that point, not very much. I really wasn't sure.
And I think that happens to most people, too. You get to a point where you're like, I don't know.
Well, I had plans, and the plans went away, at least for a while, and so it was, let's figure out a way to make a living.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was alone, so the Senator McLeod's mom was alone, so I ended up living between her house in Lake Charles and my mom's house in Welsh for a couple of years.
I love that.
And just went on interviews, and I didn't want to be a salesman. That's a strange thing. I remember them saying, like, you could be a salesman. Why don't you? We've got some great positions in the petrochemical plants and things like that. And I said, no, I'd like to do something a little more with people, but not as a salesman. And so I ended up going to work for a utility company and stayed there for 15 years in marketing and then in economic development.
What did it teach you, do you think, about life, about business, about economic development? What do you think you learned?
It taught me everything.
Everything, really.
Everything.
And did you have a mentor there?
Well, Senator McLeod was still my mentor.
Still your mentor.
And at Gulf States Utilities, which is the company I work for, my first ever boss was a lady named Becky Watson, and she was probably one of, if not the best boss I've ever worked for.
Wow. So
to have your first boss be such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And to teach you so many things, and then to have a great role model like Senator McLeod, and, the good memories, you remember only the good things.
That's
about
right.
your and so it was, I learned everything there. I learned about customer service and how important customers and customer relationships is. I learned about quality management while I was at Entergy, and we were the first economic development organization to become ISO certified in North America.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I learned about how tough work is, and in the real world, and that you don't get a break unless you create a break.
That's right.
But there are people that are willing to be good role models, and so you learn a work ethic. You learn what's important, but most of all, I learned public service.
Yeah.
Because utility companies may be people, that a lot of people love to hate, right? But
yeah, when the lights are off, yes.
Yeah, but they spend a lot of time doing a lot of good for the community.
Really?
And so I learned...
Things, obviously, that people have never seen, right? That they never would know.
I mean, my first foray into anything that I understood to be, community service beyond the fraternity life was to run a March of Dimes walk.
Wow.
And it kind of went from there. And that really changed my life.
Really, that actually working in that job position and then doing this service project was a big change for you.
It was everything to me. It taught me that I wanted to be what we learned in Leadership Louisiana, servant leader.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to do as much public service as possible. It led to me being in economic development.
I think it's amazing that you find your calling, really of what you truly love in the middle of all of that. Do you remember much about that campaign, that March of Dimes campaign?
I remember everything
really,
about it. Yeah.
Really. So your first experience
it was a walk,
that.
Yeah. We walked.
So, and how did y'all raise money for that? Was that a
You would sponsor.
door-to-door?
You would
Okay.
Get a sponsor for every mile you walked and that sort of thing. And I just organized it, which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I believe it was a 10-mile walk, and it was a 10-mile walk, and we just would get some, family and friends would sponsor you
sure.
$1 a mile or whatever, and we raised some money, and it was fun.
So this love for public service, where do you think that really comes from? Do you think you have always, in your heart, just been that way?
I don't want to paint myself, as the
Gregg Gothreaux, I love you. You're so humble.
But there's no doubt when I was younger, there was some inkling there.
That was what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
What do you get out of serving the public, do you think? I mean, I know, like, when I wake up in the morning and know I'm giving somebody news, the thing I think about is, okay, well, somebody woke up and they know everything's normal today. Mm-hmm. So I kind of think about that. For you, what's kind of the takeaway for you from public service?
Well, you feel good. Mm-hmm. And there's no doubt that that's the best feeling in the world. That I think that everyone that works at LEDA does it because that they share that feeling of doing something good for someone. Everybody that I know that is involved in the chamber, that is involved in you name the charity or civic organization, does it because one, they're doing good, but also they feel good about doing good.
Yeah,
and I think that's the best thing in the world. I don't watch sad movies. I don't need sadness or negativity in my life. Because
isn't there enough in the world all by itself?
Right. Whew. So if the best thing I can think to do, from me, is try to help those by organizing and doing the kinds of things that people want done. And I've got some great friends that have raised tremendous amounts of money. Now I do it primarily through my job because I'm getting a little older and I'm getting a little slower, but I don't do as many of the outside activities, but I'll tell you that it's been a fulfilling ride.
So talk to me as we're talking about your life and what makes you so passionate about everything that you do. Tell me a little bit, though, about your family. Tell me about your spouse. Tell me about your kids, and kind of give me an idea of, how that works, how it feels being a dad, especially in today's world. As we said, there can be so much negativity. Give us the story, Gregg.
Well, first of all, the word you use, passion, is I'm pretty much known for that. I don't say hello without getting excited about it or passionate about it. It wears you out. When you go and make a speech for 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes, you're worn out because you're so passionate about what you do and about what you're talking about. So that's
leaving it all on the field,
natural,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so I've got this wonderful, wonderful family. I've got a wife who is also very passionate, which means that it's fun to be in our house sometime.
I love your smile.
And sometimes
you look like the cat that ate the canary.
Sometimes it's pretty passionate from a standpoint of an argument, and she's a professional arguer because she's an attorney.
That's right. She gets paid to do that, right?
And she's a family law attorney, but she's been a felony prosecutor for almost 20 years.
That's amazing.
In St. Landry Parish.
Wow.
Now, that's something she can't tell me about most of the time.
Yeah, I would imagine. Those are things she can't talk about, right?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I can't listen to it.
It's too hard on your heart.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough, man. And bless her for being able to deal with that because she deals with it day in and day out. And that led her into family law because, you want to take care of the kids and make sure everybody's fairly treated.
And, the thing about it is, too, a lot of people don't know some of the things they need to know. And when you do know, you do better.
Yeah.
And so she's helping to facilitate that.
That's
you
right.
guys are both passionate people in that way then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Leaving things
Absolutely.
better than
fireworks
yeah.
all the time.
I love it. I love it. So tell me a little bit more about the family.
Well, I have 2 children. I have Connor, who's named after my mom's family. My mom was a Connor. And he is 18, and he's a freshman. He's in his first year at LSU. And he is a big weightlifter. He's small in stature, you know, like me, but he is really into weightlifting and nutrition and all those sorts of things.
I need to call him, I think.
He is a great inspiration. There's
Wow.
no doubt. And he's very disciplined and focused.
Wow.
You know, he's an interesting young man. Love him. I have a little girl named Eliza Grace. We call her Grace. Her school and people call her Eliza. Spelled like Eliza, but pronounced Eliza, which would be more the French way.
Right, which is beautiful. How did y'all decide on that name? Was there any particular motivation?
That's my wife's mother's name. My wife lost her mom when she was 17 in an auto accident. And but it's a funny story about how my wife got her name. My wife is named Alisa. Lisa with an A on the front. And so my wife is the baby of 9.
Oh, boy.
And she tells a story that her sister told her. Her sister, Cassie, said when she was born, her sister was 18 years old. And her sister said, listen, the mom said, I'd like to name her Eliza, but nobody ever gets my name right. They all call me Eliza. And she said, well, call her Alisa. Lisa with an A on the front. Nobody will mess that up.
Right.
And of course, everybody does. Nobody, I mean, she's Alicia, she's Alicia.
Right.
She's everything.
Right. We put all these vowels in a name that's just a
Lisa
name.
with an A. Just call her Lisa if you want. But she got that name. But when our baby was born, we wanted to, all our names except for Grace are family names. And so, Grace got Eliza as a first name in honor of her, Elisa's mom.
That's great.
So we had that in common. We grew up without kind of one of our parents.
How do you think that shaped things for you guys? Because, I mean, she was, 17 or 18, you said, when her mom died. You were 21 when your dad passed away. It gives, I think, a child a sense of understanding how fragile the world is.
Right.
Do you think that is kind of what you guys both took away from that? And you're both obviously extremely strong people, Gregg.
Makes life precious, right? When you see that example right in front of you.
Yeah. That in a moment, things can be done.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking that people see death and see it any other way than life is precious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about when people don't value life.
Yes.
And so I think it made a huge difference, but it also, my wife, her dad was a World War II veteran, was in the Battle of the Bulge, and was a very, very strong guy, and raised all his kids not to rely on anybody for anything.
Yeah.
And so she was pretty tough. So she went on and finished school and went to law school and all of that, and did it all on her own.
That's incredible. Okay, now I get, exactly how the two of you are together. That's perfect. And y'all are both the baby of each of your families?
Yes.
Okay, there's where the passion comes in, right?
Yes.
I bet there might have been some ta-taing for her, too. Because she's adorable and cute, too, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Gregg Gothreaux with Lafayette Economic Development Authority joining us on Up Close. We're going to continue our conversation. I want to find out more a little bit about Grace. And then we'll talk a little bit about, maybe we'll get to that Lita stuff, too. So more coming up on Up Close.